Eventually start?
Just chill a little bit.
Alright.
You say some jokes.
I'll say some jokes.
Yeah, or some insight about the brand.
Do I start showing my portfolios? Start from UXLINK?
Fair enough.
Is that a good joke? Alright. I guess before we wait for Hamster come back to come here, we could, well, I guess before he comes we'll do the introduction, but yeah, I don't know if I should show other projects. But is everyone having a good time? No?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
Or maybe the introduction first, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll do a quick intro about myself. So my name is Chris. I run a crypto channel called Mr. Block for the Chinese community. It's been around for the past 7 years. We've done 2,000 videos, some of the earliest video around DeFi. I'm also an angel investor and advisor. Some of our portfolios, such as 1inch, Paraswap, like Sin Future, Puffer Finance, Athena, Pixel, and we also run a developer shop that we help a lot of our portfolio to design their tokenomic, their smart contract, front end, back end, that sort of things. And we recently added an additional service to help project to expand in Asia and help them with Asian exchange listing negotiation and such. Yeah, should I pass it to? Okay, let's do it, Sean.
Sure. I'm Sean. I'm the founder of UXLINK. UXLINK is social platform and also infrastructure. We provide service to both end users and developers. We have about 26 million users, more than 200 developers or projects working with us. I also have several years of Web2 entrepreneurial experience, also in social and socialized trading, acquire lots of users, and I also have some banking and investment experience. That's me.
Hello everyone, how is everything doing? Good? My name is Jing. I'm a co-founder of IoTeX. I just want to ask how many of you heard about a term for DePIN, decentralized physical networks? Oh, wow, impressive. Yeah, so actually like 1 year ago, not a lot of people heard about it. But this year, actually, a lot of DePIN inside the events. So IoTeX, we are probably the largest modular platform for DePIN industry. So we actually enable all the DePIN builders to easily build and launch and grow the DePIN, all type of DePIN networks on all chains. We have been in the industry for many years. IoTeX started in 2017. We kind of coined the term together with Masari. Back in 2022. So basically, easily say like what is DePIN. So here is a kind of the P part, which is the physical. So here I heard a lot of amazing sectors, GameFi, DeFi. But now it's time to bring the real world applications on chain as well. So that's what DePIN architecture is doing. My background, I'm a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley for like almost a decade and got into crypto back in 2015 and started all in crypto in 2017. Now after kind of spend building 7 years, finally we see the infrastructure is already ready. So now it's really about how we really kind of onboarding people to the chains and also give them the useful stuff to do and bring the real value on the chain. Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you.
Hello everyone. It's an honor to be here. I see a lot of old friends from the Jiritsu Network ecosystem. Yeah, I'm Naka, co-founder and CEO of Satoshi Protocol. What I mentioned is previously I was the Jiritsu builder. Damien was my co-founder. Now, 1 year ago, we formed a new team to focus on the biggest market, which is Bitcoin market. And currently, we have the first one to live on mainnet in March, working with Binance Web3 Wallet, generate 1 certificate users. And yeah, so this is a universal stablecoin. Simply, I think Bismarck just mentioned about CDP. Everyone knows that it's a collateralized, over-collateralized deposition, which allows the user, you don't need to sell the Bitcoin, but initially liquidity. So there's a lot of untapped potential in Bitcoin ecosystem, and we are still early, and then we keep building. So our team, and based in Taipei, we are like 10 people team, and with Bucket, we share all knowledge together and build it together. It's overall like 30 people team in Taipei. Yeah, it's good to be here.
All right, thank you. I guess we can start, to talk about kind of the new type of sector. And the way I look at it is today we have multiple, different projects here, right? IoTeX, UXLINK, and a stablecoin protocol such as Satoshi, right? How do you guys, identify kind of the, a new subsector, right? A new type of trend, especially now we see that, a change our listing meme coin related. Yesterday I was on a panel to hear other panelists talk about that the most technical project and the most utility project should also relate themselves as a meme coin. To brand themselves as a meme coin so that the retail will have this, feelings to it, right? So both UXLINK and congratulations on the Binance listing as well, and the IoTeX is also on Binance. Like, what do you think about is that key about being, relevant, and also what are some of the sub-sectors that you guys are tackling to make yourself relevant as well?
For us, I think UXLINK is kind of unique and special because we focus on mass adoption and we do have lots of organic users. That is one of our uniqueness, and these users can really provide functions for themselves and also for other developers. But if you ask subsectors, we are looking for and more into big things, real world connected, such like PayFi, e-commerce in Web3. I think when we talk about mass adoption, more Web2 users should join Web3. They need to have some utility related to their real world, real life, like e-commerce, Web3, Ctrip or Booking.com, this kind of thing. I'm more interested in, and also very optimistic about this type of dApps.
Thank you. And Jin?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, very good question. I think recently, I think the founder of Binance, He, actually can share some of her thoughts about what type of project they want to list. I think this almost also represents some of the criteria how as a project you are looking at what perspective, right? Definitely SocialFi, retail investor is the one part in a very big part, right? So all we're doing, no matter which sector, no matter which application, and which layer 1, layer 2, whatever, we are here actually we're in the same boat. We want to kind of just bring more people into crypto, right? So that's a very important thing. It's not only we compete for the crypto users which are already in the Web3, right? So we are still kind of how to make the cake bigger. So in any way, whatever kind of applications which can bring the new users into the crypto, that's something we should focus on. So that's one thing. The second thing is really interesting, just like I think last cycle, for example, step in, right? So they did a great job to bring a lot of new users into crypto, but also like face a challenge, which is like, okay, so now you have a lot of people into crypto, but for what? So what they are here for? I think this is kind of, right now we are in a kind of a dilemma, like, when we try to use all the incentive, all the rewards, all the coins, to like drop to the users and get them in, and then like when they get in, really get in, and they feel like, okay, so there's no utility. They don't want to pay for it, they don't want to stay, and then they just like, you lose them actually, right? So that part is really about the value, like where the value accrue. It's about the demand side. Right. So here, like in the dipping as an industry, why, like, in this year we get so much kind of adoption, because we are here to drive the real kind of usage, the protocol revenue into the crypto, so that we make the flywheel eventually work. Right. So if you have a lot of token to vesting or whatever, a lot of supply, but you need to have kind of demand side, which really want to pay pay the revenue into your protocol, or like have the capital inflow into your crypto. And now, like most of those native crypto kind of applications, the flywheel will be kind of within the system. But how we can drive the real revenue from the Web2 into the real world into the crypto, that's something I think for the kind of big exchange, they are also looking for those kind of projects. Which project can really drive the real world, real world utility and the revenues into a protocol. Yeah, I just want to say this too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do think this is a very interesting topic, and it's very as a stablecoin protocol, it's very challenging when you facing some regulatory uncertainty, especially when you're building DeFi. I heard some of the DeFi founders from China, they have to move out from the country, try to be ducks, like my photos. It's a white paper of the Bitcoin. Yeah. So I mean, there are a lot of very legit DeFi founders that we are also suffering like this. So I do think about for the next probably decade about mass adoption, regulatory issues. I just talked with the ISO Castle Fund Nick talking about their research about stablecoin landscape. They do a lot of Nigeria, Indian, they're crazy about the stablecoin. So for mass adoption, I do think about stablecoin is a bit essential for the DeFi probably 2.0 for the next one. Bull market is coming. The second one, I do think the scaling solution. So Bitcoin, most of the Bitcoin holders, they probably don't want to breach this to there too because of security issue. If you're asking a Bitcoin OG, they don't really care about the Bitcoin layer 2. But most of the DeFi founders, we actually start with the layer 2 solution. But for Satoshi protocol, we care about the user experience a lot. So this is the main topic and the main issue that we are solving to do this. Except from the layer 2 solution, we're also compatible to the mainnet solution, compatible to different format like ERC20, rooms, and Ordinal format. And also we're working with a different Ethereum ecosystem, like Omni Network, just publish an asset on that. And if you notice about the MakerDAO, the OG from CDP, they're just renaming to Sky. I just talked to the room a few days ago, and we're reading about the assets on the Sky and upgradation. So what Sky room actually is our advisor, talking about educated us a lot about the stablecoin dilemma. What we learned from him is we should focus on the user experience and the demand side. So, like Damien in the previous panel talking about not just on DeFi. I think one thing is about the GameFi solution, like Hamster doing a very good job on board users. So we do think about stablecoin protocol as a fundamental infrastructure. We should embrace a different for higher interoperability and costability in different chains as well. Yeah, and then I think that will be probably a good approach for the next adoption.
Thank you. So my next question is, we see many of the Binance supported project today. What is one key advice would you give to some of the builders here, some of the retail or trader here, to make your project sexy enough for Binance to support you? Where start from?
For us, if you want to work with Binance, to be honest, it's difficult. They give us some suggestions. It's about we need to be fully legalized and also keep very transparent. I fully agree this is also good for a project development, and we need to have a large user base, provide value to each other. We do this kind of thing. Yeah, this is what we do. Okay.
And yeah, so Brett, would you like to do a quick intro about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello everyone, sorry a lot for being late. Traffic in the city during the formal is pretty terrific, so hard to go from place to place. Yeah, my name is Grant. I'm one and only main advisor in Hamster Kombat from the day one. I've been working with the team already for 5 years. Have been in many businesses. This one, of course, is the most successful, especially in terms of Web3. So, yeah, pretty much that's it.
What's Hamster Kombat?
Hamster Kombat itself. Sure. So, that's a very easy game with integration of a lot of viral mechanics for people. So, that's a tap app. Pretty much that's it.
All right.
That's very easy.
Perfect.
The concept is very easy.
And you guys are one of the biggest game on Tom with some of the most user, right? And then has referred tons of user and kind of allows people to play as almost like a crypto CEO, right? You guys have some of the fastest growing YouTube channel as well. There's tons of stuff you guys are doing.
I think recently Ronaldo have beaten our record. But yeah, back in days, 2-3 weeks ago, we were the most fast growing YouTube channel. And even that was the point, we have mentioned that in Twitter, that Mr. Beast, who have fucked you up with the speedness of our growth, he have DM'd us looking for some cooperation. Unfortunately, we didn't find the proper space to collaborate, but anyway, that's a huge experience just to have a talk to them. So.
All right. And the question was that, many of the panelists here today are supported, by Binance. And what's that success that makes you attractable, for Binance to support you?
In our case, of course, that's community. So right now, I think what the Web3 itself have came to is that the main product is, the main value is the community you can collect and bring to all other protocols. So finally with Tom, the adoption rate came to the point when we have a lot of different centers of communities in top apps. For now for Tom that's it unfortunately, but they have a lot of plans to grow it up. But that's the first step. So of course, in our case, for Binance, the main thing is the community we can bring to them as a platform. In general, what I've seen through this half a year communicating with exchanges, Binance is the only one who cares about numbers. So all other exchanges, they even do not use any tools to control your metrics. If they see that you can attract 5,000 new users, you are approved to be listed. Binance gets very deep into it. They, especially in terms of not only numbers but also the legal part, you have to be fully compliant, fully controlled, all the members have to be known. That's one game of Binance. Another game, if everyone recently seen that Neighbor got listed, that's a fully CPO project. So I think even in this line, Binance is targeted to bring the community onto their exchange, onboard a new solid and hard communities. So our case as a solid compliance community with a huge on-chain traction after the TGE, and in cases like Nero, BOM, many others, even through past years, the main thing they bring is also the community, but that's something like mixing up through the apps like us, the Web 2.5 community, and purely DJs who came up from the Nero and BOM, just listing them on their exchange. So for me, as I think, right now, math have changed a lot, through these years. But right now, the main criteria for an exchange will be not the product itself, but the volume, the number of people you can bring them. So the easiest way, if you have asked about the advice, is giving free money. So people are targeted to collect some, receive some free money for their actions. So you're buying their time and never be greedy on delivering that to them. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. And Jin, IoTeX has been, with Binance for quite a long time. What's your one advice for the listener?
Yeah, so maybe our listing experience, on Binance, not exactly relevant right now because, it's back in 2018. But we are probably we have kind of most of the experience because we got listed on Binance, Coinbase, and also Upbase, basically the top, top exchanges in different cycles. So I can share some of the experience. Definitely, some of you mentioned, for those biggest, compliant, the largest kind of exchanges, you really care about the legal part. The legal compliance is super important. So which means, you cannot just easily say, hey, I want to be an anonymous founders. Because, when you want to kind of just really get listed on them, you have to be KYC. Basically, the whole team, they will kind of do the full kind of due diligence. Right? So that's one thing. The second thing is about, I fully agree, for all the exchanges, the reason why they want to list you, because they feel you can bring them the new users, right? Or there's no value. So you need to have kind of very unique way to bring, the real users to the blockchain, right? And here, the real users, I'm not saying because I feel it's kind of, right now, people are into, too much point system, too much kind of, free tokens, and too much kind of point farming, right? But, focus on something new, right? Focus on the real users, not the bots, not studios or whatever, right? So eventually, right now, all the exchanges, they are very, very advanced. They have all the ways, their own kind of research team to really get into your metrics, how many of the new users, the real users, right? And here the real users is also about the volume, the number of the users of course matters, but also the value of the users also matters, right? So for each users, how willing they are to to treating the asset, is it high value users or low value users, right? So that's the reason, right now, recently, the exchanges, they are so interested in dipping as a sector, because dipping, they bring kind of a new type of users, which are they buy the devices, they do the deployment, and they are very sustainable, and they are kind of keep drives put the money into the crypto, right? At the same time, and they see kind of the consistent consistent revenue into the network and make the flywheel work. So that's another way. Maybe in dipping current stage, actually comparing to games, they cannot compare to game about the number of the user. But why they still want to list those type of projects? The reason is about they really want to invest in the long-term project. So there's the third suggestion maybe I can give you if you really want to be a great project in the list on all those kind of exchanges, be long-term. Yeah, I mean just not only have the kind of short-term mindset, it could be long-term. Yes, thank you.
Well, we haven't launched token yet, so we haven't messing with that. But hopefully, I learned some from the experienced senior founders. So we work with the Binance Web3 wallet team. So that timing, I think it was the first one to submit the 2 audit report. So I think this is a key thing for our team execution speed. And the other part is that I think the layer 2 itself, their credibility, their relationship with Binance is important as well. I think that people like probably in DeFi like probably chasing TVL, but now I think the TVL is not the crucial things for the central exchange. What I learned from Mr. Block and from other founders that we should focus on the community, the users. So we have to love our users and listen to their feedback. So this is the things that we haven't talked to any institutional player to loan the liquidity from them. We focus on the retail user in the very early beginning in March. So that's the things that we generate. We have like the other thing is that we are more accessible for retail users. To open one position in Satoshi protocol only need 10 USD. For other competitors, probably we make it out and just like follow a fork and make it out mechanism. They have probably like 3,500 USD for open one position. That's probably a huge, probably a challenge and obstacle for retail users. So, and in terms of risk management, we have like 5 defense line of risk management. So, not just fork one protocol, but we do have some insight on our stablecoin to make sure it's stable enough and secure enough. Yeah. So this is the from Satoshi protocol, and our Oshi token we have launched, but basically we try to be like fully decentralized, community-driven. So we incentivize 100% revenue to our token holder. So it's simply that you deposit our set USD, similar like it's a yield-bearing token, so you earn our Oshi token. In the future, not just take the Oshi, it's a BE model that you get 100% revenue. Our revenue stream is like one type of fee, exchange trade, liquidation fee, flash loan fee, and also that we have a Nexus module. It's a new module that we'll publish in Q3 very soon. Basically, that enables people to swap USDC to our stablecoin revenue to our token holder. So it's simply that you deposit our set USD, similar like it's a yield-bearing token. So you earn our Oshi token. In the future, when you stake the Oshi, it's a BE model that you get 100% revenue. Our revenue stream is like one type dollar fee, fixed trade, liquidation fee, flash loan fee, and also that we have a Nexus yield module. It's a new module that we'll publish in Q3 very soon. Basically, that enables people to swap USD to our stablecoin and increase our POV, and we do like DeFi, CDFi farming, and generate all the revenue go through our token holders. So I think the community is quite happy about that and exciting about the development in our roadmap. So coming through, exciting.
Thank you. All right, my last question is, for the panelists, if you can, support or invest into one of your competitor in your industry, right? For example, Deepin, UXLINK, Hamster, Kombat, stablecoin protocol. Which competitor will you invest into? You cannot say your own, and the reason why. Or start from Sean.
Okay, I will invest in Hamster. Hamster is also a social fine, popular in North America, and also focus on content. We are also social fine, but we do not focus on content. We focus on transactions, social graphs. So there's no direct competition also in the same sector, and it's a not listed one. So I hope there would be some financial return. That's why I will invest that one.
So for me, that's definitely, I have only one answer, that's Catalyzing. I'm gonna invest after today's listing in several hours. The main reason is they're the ones who are working with numbers and metrics. So even that's not a common thing when you ask a founder about numbers, he can tell you each one. ARPU, I think in terms of on-chain, yeah, they're the highest revenue. They've generated $30 million on on-chain transactions.
How much have you guys?
We have generated 100 million, 100 plus, yeah. But that's not on transactions inside the app. That's just selling the community. Even nobody in crypto paid us at all because I don't believe Web3 projects have such budgets to cover it up. So mostly that was Web2 huge businesses, mega companies. Yeah. So my choice will definitely be Catalyzing. They're great guys with a great ARPU. Knowing the game, of course, we also were thinking on developing the game into and adding microtransactions inside, but it started growing very fast. And what community was looking for from the beginning was the airdrop, and then just letting them know that you have to pay will be disappointing. And that's why having so much users, it is hard to wheel around, of course. It will come after the token launch, but yeah, we're great partners till now. Catalyzing are one of the best builders, so suggest you to follow them up also. Thank you.
Right. Jin?
Yes. So there's no kind of direct competitor since our position is different. Our position is more like modular, so all of our kind of the industrial like collaborator. But I would say I still kind of admire like Solana, the approach, how they do the mass adoption. So Solana also have a kind of I would say like Deepin is one of their like sector, but they are more like general purpose, of course, meme coin and PayFi, whatever. But I would say like recently a lot of like discussion between kind of Solana and also EVM, right? To me, because I'm from Silicon Valley and the Solana team is also Silicon Valley, so we talk a lot. We just like feel like our mindset is quite different, from. So we are also. I'm still kind of the huge fan of the Ethereum. Of course, I'm working for the EVM, but just like the mindset is different. So from the Silicon Valley, we always like really try to make things work, like make things work for builders, make things work for users, and we really kind of care about the user experience, for example. Right. So in this case, like when I talk to be honest, I talk to all the kind of the Ethereum Foundation people. I always say like what this your kind of infrastructure is working, like what the use cases. Actually, they don't really care. They not really care. They care about kind of scalability. They care about kind of all the novel innovation about like the deep tech, but they not really care about like okay, if you have the amazing, perfect infrastructure, and then what type of use cases really enable, and what type of kind of experience like you want users to use. I think that part like Solana put a lot of efforts to like bring down the entry barrier and make kind of the experience seamless. I think that's a big part we want to like focus on as well. To like bring down the kind of the dipping barrier for all the users easily. You can just like easy things is like just very as tangible as like your phone. You can easily purchase the devices and set up in your whatever area needed, and then run, and then you already can easily to earn and contribute. So that's for the user side, and for the builder side also kind of as simple as like all those SDK or whatever, make it kind of modular so that the builders don't need to build everything, from zero, right? So yeah, so that's just like of course, like Solana is a huge project, but just like this is.
All right, so Solana.
Yeah.
Naka.
I'm glad that you bring out this question because we do for Bitcoin it's very early, so a lot of like newcomer they pivot their narratives thinking about this is really good for building DeFi protocol. So a lot of probably protocol I think coming out like 5 competitor Mr. Bob will probably, venture side probably receive a lot of stablecoin protocol DAC recently. But we've been building for stablecoin for years. One thing if I'm in person, I actually told my team that something we should learn from Yalla. I would say I would definitely invest in Yalla by myself. Because even they don't have a testnet yet, but they know how to play the game. They know how probably the industry want. So for stablecoin protocol, I think we should not focus on tech that much. Tech is like fundamental, but it's not the way you compete or drive users. So they know how to drive the attention. So one word, credibility signal. They do a lot of like panels. Probably see most of the Bitcoin conference. Yalla was always there to talk. So this is one thing that I would definitely want to learn from him. So KD is a good guy, and then the team just like you, if you show the team from Yalla, you probably want to invest because of the team. Elkin Pei, co-founder, right, and Circle, like I don't know, it's a director or something, a developer director from Circle, and KT from research finance team, and do Harvard something. So I double bullish on the team. But they'll figure out a way. But I'm quite confident I will dominate in the market in the long run, because the way we understand the protocol. Just like few things that we didn't bring up that something will coming up. So 600 BTC, soft BTC come to Bob, and working with Bob, so officially backed by Bob and BB as well. So credibility is very important. So that way you drive attention drive more TVL, and then the flying will be driven by that. So yeah, this is a thing what we learn. But I think in the stablecoin protocol, probably most of the DeFi founders don't have an experience building the stablecoin. So that's just the advantage for ours. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, today we learned about how to get supported by some of the top exchanges in the world, learned about each of the panelists, competitor, and it's a great panel, I feel like. Thank you guys. All right. Thank you. Round of applause.